What's going on, friends? I'm Alexander Ayling and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are taking an epic road trip sponsored by Toyota in a brand new Toyota 4Runner from my hometown in San Diego, California, right here from the Pacific Ocean in La Jolla, all the way to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. It's gonna be an unbelievable adventure and I can't wait to take you with us. Let's get started. San Diego, my hometown, is nicknamed America's finest city. It straddles the border between the USA and Mexico and was the first city founded by the Spanish in California. Known for its perfect weather and miles of pristine coastline, it's always a great place to visit. However, to really get a feel for the city, you need to get out on the water. Whether that's on a sailboat in the San Diego harbor, great for seeing the skyline of downtown, or in something a little more down to earth, or should I say, down to sea. We're gonna start things off with a quintessential San Diego experience. Kayaking from La Jolla shores over to the Marine Reserve at La Jolla Cove. Let's get in the water. Kayaks are a great way to explore the Marine Reserve at La Jolla Cove, but it's always a good idea to check the size of the surf before you head out there, or you might just find yourself thrown into the danger zone pretty quickly.
Party! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Woo! Let's go, let's go, let's go!
That was an adventure. How you feeling, Carrie? You're in the splash zone up there, huh?
I'm in the total splash zone, but we did it.
Thankfully, things mellow out once you've made it past the breakers, allowing you to enjoy the scenery, see the local wildlife like seals and seabirds, and explore the caves once used as smuggling routes for rum runners during the Prohibition. While we could easily follow the seals' example and spend the rest of our time napping at the beach, it was time to pack up the brand new Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro and hit the road. Destination, the Grand Canyon. Well, friends, the adventure has begun. We are in the 4Runner. We're making our way from San Diego to the Grand Canyon, and we have an incredible road trip lined up. The first destination that we're stopping at is a little town called Julian. It's in the mountains behind San Diego, and it's always been one of my favorite local escapes. To get there, we have to drive what's called the Sunrise Highway. It's a beautiful, single-lane, weaving highway that goes through rolling hills, jagged mountain peaks, and beautiful oak-filled valleys. Let's go. First stop on our road trip is the beautiful town of Julian, California. Julian is a little hidden gem, an old gold mining town founded in 1870 that's got a new lease on life due to its famous apple pie and cider, as well as its location on the Pacific Crest Trail and its popularity with motorcyclists and adventurers. We caught it in full spring bloom, but whenever or however you arrive, be it by car, on motorcycle, or by foot, it's always well worth a visit. And my favorite spot for a bite of lunch is the Miner's Diner, an old 1920s style soda fountain with all your classic American diner meals. The chili cheese fries are particularly good. And if you're in the mood, I highly recommend one of their famous milkshakes. Gotta love the Miner's Diner, always a good spot for a quick feed. As we traveled further up the road, it felt like we traveled further back in time. We stumbled upon a remnant of the Spanish mission system, an old chapel built in the early 1800s by Spanish Catholic missionaries. Once a crucial link connecting Spain's far-flung empire, is now a forgotten memory of days gone by. All right, friends, well, we have made it to the beautiful Joshua Tree. And as you can see, we're surrounded by this beautiful desert environment. Starting in San Diego, where I was born and raised, coming through Julian, an area that I spent a lot of time as a kid in the mountains up there, and then coming here to Joshua Tree, a place that's very special to both Carrie and I. It's a place that we spent a lot of time early on in our relationship when we were first falling in love. And it's just really cool to be here now on this adventure, bringing you all along on the journey. Joshua Tree is a super unique place. It has a special energy. It's a place that comes to life in the evening and in the early morning, dusk and dawn. And so we've got a fire roaring. We're here waiting for the stars to come out. This is a place that has incredible night skies. And we're just gonna take it easy and get ready for a big day of driving tomorrow across the deserts of California and Arizona, making our way to the Grand Canyon. Perhaps one of the most unique and beautiful natural environments in the world. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned because the best is yet to come. All right, friends, well, the adventure continues. It's about 7:30 in the morning. We got up bright and early with the sunrise today, and we have a lot of driving ahead of us. We've left Joshua Tree behind, and we are slowly but surely making our way towards the California-Arizona border. We are driving all the way to the gateway of the Grand Canyon today, Williams, Arizona, and there's a lot to see between here and there. We're taking some of the back roads, which has been really fun. Plenty of opportunities to test the car out both on-road and off-road. Had a nice morning kind of ripping around on some of these back roads here, but it's cool. The scenery here is really unique. It's almost like Martian landscapes, lunar, and we have a lot more to see. So today is the big driving day of the road trip. We're gonna be on the road for about 6 hours, but then when we're done driving, we are right on the edge of the Grand Canyon, and tomorrow we'll be spending the whole day exploring the beauty of the Grand Canyon. So stay tuned. Water. It's what connects us all. It's surreal when you realize that over 40 million people across 7 US states and 2 Mexican states depend on the water from this one river system, the mighty Colorado River. The Colorado River snakes its way over 1,450 miles, or 2,334 kilometers, from its source in the Rocky Mountains of northern Colorado to its mouth in the Gulf of California in Mexico. This majestic river has shaped the land and the cultures that have called it home for thousands of years. Nowhere is that influence more visible than our destination, the Grand Canyon. And so we drove into the night, and with the rising dawn, threw the 4Runner into 4-wheel drive and ripped out onto the high desert plateau, covering the final few miles before the land abruptly falls away, where the river, like the divine sculptor it is, has carved open the ancient past before us. Welcome to the Grand Canyon. Over 1 mile deep, 18 miles wide, and 270 miles long, it's one of the biggest canyon systems in the world. The Grand Canyon is a geologist's dream. Reaching over a mile deep, the canyon contains some of the oldest exposed rock on the planet, over 2 billion years old. At that time, our planet was an alien world where the only life that existed were bacteria colonies, eking out an existence on a hostile planet, a far cry from the world we live in today. The canyon is called home to 4 different Native American tribes, all of whom hold this place in reverence, and one glance at the surreal beauty will show you why. But we didn't come here just to look down from above. We had to go in. Good morning, friends. We have made it to the Grand Canyon. We are at the trailhead, Bright Angel Trailhead. It's 6 in the morning, and we're gonna begin our climb down into the canyon. Hiking into the canyon can be treacherous. Summer heat routinely exceeds 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the only way out is hiking back up. But the perspective you gain by descending, even just a little bit, is worth the risk. Now, if hiking isn't for you, consider a mule ride. These sure-footed animals are professionals and can navigate the tricky trail basically with their eyes closed. While we would have liked to hike the rim-to-rim trail, our time was drawing to a close. From the edge of the canyon, I reflected upon the many miles we covered and the history and culture this corner of North America holds hidden in the mountains, valleys, and forgotten folds of the canyons that riddle this beautiful land. The trip has reminded me just how dependent we are on the life-giving water of the Colorado River. Even in my hometown of San Diego, over 1,000 miles away from the Rocky Mountains. Travel gives me the perspective on just how important it is we protect the wilderness that gives the Southwest the water we need to live. This corner of the USA has always fascinated me. It's magnetic. It continues to bring me back time and time again, chipping away at the secrets that remain to be found, one adventure at a time. All right, friends, well, unfortunately, that brings us to a close on this epic road trip. We made it all the way from the Pacific Coast in San Diego, right here to the Grand Canyon. I want to say a huge thank you to Toyota for sponsoring this video, and I also want to thank you for making it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section, and make sure you're subscribed if you have not already. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.